Hi students! So you are at the end of your Big 6 lesson, and I want us to talk about how we're going to conclude this lesson. So I am going to go over some of the key points of the lesson and talk a little bit about the handout that you received. Okay, so you have been in the library researching animal habitats. We've learned that there are 6 steps to the Big 6 process. So some of the key points that are important to remember is the Big 6 is a useful 6-step research model for helping students solve information problems. And it's created for users of information of all ages, so that's a good thing, right? So it doesn't matter how old or young you are, you can always find the information you need and follow this 6 model step to get there. The process relies on critical thinking skills as you try to work and locate and synthesize and evaluate the information and the results of your research. So let's talk about what you did learn in this lesson. First of all, you learned how to use each step of the Big 6 model and what questions to ask of yourself as you went through each step. You identified the task and worked through the steps with your cooperative groups to find the answer to the task. Now you're able to recognize how each of the Big 6 items scaffold on each other. So they all kind of build on each other. As you start one, it sort of works its way through the whole thing. And finally, you connected the Big 6 model with 4 different types of learning standards, from the ASL to the Texas State Standards to the Common Core Standards. So we've got a lot of good stuff going on here. So let's review those steps. First, we have the task definition. This is where you identify what the problem was. Your teacher gives you some guidelines, and now you identify what it is that you want to find. What are the questions? Step 2, information seeking strategies. Find and select the best resources out there. And this might mean you need to go to the library, you might need to go to the encyclopedia, you might need to go online to the different websites that you get. It's all about finding and selecting the best resources. Step 3, location and access. Once you get those resources, what are you going to do with them? So find those resources and get the information within them. Step 4, use of information. Let's take our senses like our hearing, our vision, and let's really engage with the senses. Can you see a video? Do you need to read a book? Do you need to actually touch the items in a kit? So this is where you really delve down deep and extract the relevant parts of the information. The next step, the 5th step, is synthesis. This is where you organize the information and present it according to your teacher's guidelines. This could be like a PowerPoint, or this could be where your group puts together some kind of a presentation, or even just a simple research paper using Word. And the last step is the evaluation process. This is where you judge how good the product and the process was. This might mean you get onto a Google Doc and you leave some comments, you figure things out, you talk about what you could do different next time. Now, the handout that I gave you was designed to walk you through the Big 6 steps so that you get a basic overview. It also gave you a couple of guiding questions, because sometimes questions really help as you navigate through the process. It also gave you ideas on how to make the 6 steps fit into your particular task. So, as for this particular research project, you were doing talking about animal habitats. So this was able to help you locate the information you needed, but also how are you going to take these Big 6 steps and fit it in. And finally, it gave you some extra resources, some extra videos, some extra websites that'll help you get more information about the Big 6 as you go through different kinds of activities. So I'm going to click on the supporting handout and let's just look at it really quickly. Let it pull up here. So this was the handout. It's a Google Doc, and I've shared it with you in your Google Drive account, so everybody has this ability to look at it. You don't have the ability to edit it, but your teacher has a copy of this as well. It talks a little bit about who developed the Big 6 process, and it also talks about each of the steps. So as you can see here, here's some of the guiding questions for task step 1, task definition. What does your teacher want you to do? Do you understand the requirements of the assignment? Okay, and as you go down through each of the steps, kind of like what I've already explained to you, it gives you some guiding activities. For example, I think about step 3 is where you get into your collaborative groups. You can work together and you can collaborate in Google Docs to get the best information that you need so you can share ideas and resources. Because the idea is for you to share all these things with other people. So that's the nice thing about using Google Docs. Okay, and make sure you touch base with your group quite often as you're doing this Big 6 process, and also touch base with your teacher and your librarian, because we're all here to help you get the information that you need. And if you don't have a resource, that's what I'm here for. So make sure you talk to me and get that information you need. Finally, at the end, these are where you're going to find those great extra resources that you could use. One of my very favorites is this last one, and if you just follow me as I click through it. This resource takes you to a fantastic, see how long it's going to take. It just gives you those little questions that I was talking about, but kind of in a more little bucket list way. And then, of course, you got these little task cards. So if you want to cut them out or put them into your binder, you can have these to pull up whenever you need just a quick reminder of what the big 6 steps are. So that's pretty cool, right? All right. There was another one that I really thought was cool. You know me, I'm a big technology person, and I know you guys are going to be using a lot of technology in this process. So this kind of gives you some ideas of ways that you can merge technology with this whole Big 6 thing. Social media, email, Twitter, different ways that you can do the Big 6 process and using different kinds of technology outlets. And I always love to watch videos. Videos, I feel, help me learn. So here's this is a really good YouTube video, and you can of course find a lot of other YouTube videos, but I just try to pull together some of the ones I thought were the best for you. So that is basically it, and feel free to make copies of this and to refer to it. Like I said, it is shared with you through your Google Doc Drive. So once again, make sure you ask me any questions. If you can't find a resource or you think that I need to add it to the library, definitely let me know so that I can order it, because I want to make your research process an enjoyable one. So that concludes the conclusion video, and that sounds kind of funny. I hope you have enjoyed this process, and I hope that you take that evaluation part and try to figure out how you can do even better and work and even get more information when you're trying to research. This is Mrs. Powell, and I thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, you know where to find me.